channeled kind of through these master contractors.
You like get all the dribbles and the drabs and that sort of thing, huh, Dave? Well, we're going to be looking to create a number of facilities, let's call it that way, that would then in turn on grant or on contract, subcontract, but not in the classic big consulting firm way. We'll be looking for organizations that do, however, have the capacity to divide up in much smaller chunks, very much the way the CGAP technology facility is working. That's an experimental facility. That's mostly been dedicated to kind of discovery, not to execution on scale. I know many people have wondered kind of how that's operating, and a lot of people have been frustrated that more sort of sub-grants haven't gotten made out of that facility, but that kind of wasn't the purpose. The purpose was really developing ideas and developing sort of new understanding. Whether it's a learning agenda, a strict learning agenda like the CGAP, or whether it's an execution agenda where you've decided you do understand a particular thing and want to get a lot of it done, we're going to have to work through organizations that can organize the demand for the funds. If there's any question. It's just too it's too much for us staff in Seattle that's somewhat removed from, I wouldn't say reality, but certainly from this community in Washington, to be doing lots of very small grants to encourage activities. It's just not something that's practicable. So we will mostly probably be setting up fairly large facilities that then will be doing their own RFPs and on granting, but not in the typical sort of consortia way that has characterized, let's say, a lot of the AID work.
Hi.
Hi. Could you guys just identify yourselves? So.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm Mary McVeigh. I'm a microenterprise development consultant. I've worked with SEEP for 10 years or so. I first wanted to say that I really appreciated the strategy, how comprehensive and well-aligned it is, and I really appreciated how that you and the Gates Foundation are thinking, strategically about the structure of the market and financial systems, and also the institutional level, and most importantly, from the client perspective. I hear you constantly saying, well, what if you're this kind of client? What if you're that kind of client? So I just really appreciate the way that the thinking is put together and presented. My question is that the Gates Foundation spends a lot of its time and energy also combating HIV and AIDS, and I was wondering, it seems like the foundation has a tremendous opportunity for synergy between microfinance, value chain development, and HIV and AIDS, and I'm wondering how aggressively or specifically is your department or is the foundation pursuing this kind of synergy and thinking about things from the perspective of people affected by HIV and AIDS?
Yeah, again, the question's a good one. We have declared interest in that. We've had conversations within the foundation. We're all brand new and trying to sort out the most basic things about our strategy. And I would say this is going to be a second level development. Once we get sort of the big pieces in place, I think we'll be able to polish up our cross-foundation and cross-thematic kinds of work. So I wouldn't expect an AIDS-related financial services RFP to go out